Is it a good idea to buy the MSI SUPRIM SoC version of the RTX 5080? Let's find out. In this video, we'll take a close look at this graphics card's design and we'll test its noise levels and thermal performance. I think this is a very good looking graphics card and it certainly is high quality. Let's take a look at its build quality. This part is plastic, however, this feels like premium plastic. This is metal as well. And we have a metal backplate at the back. Very nice. And this right here is also metal. This is a support bracket that spans throughout the entire graphics card. Check this out. It continues over here. This metal frame provides an impressive support to the GPU, which it really needs because this bad boy is very heavy. I can't stop admiring the materials. Just take a look at that beauty. Brushed aluminum over here, matte over here, and more metal over here as well. Wow. And this is solid metal. This is a good looking GPU. Let's check how much it weighs exactly. Wow. 2.65 kilograms. That is 5.84 pounds. It also takes up a lot of room. Take a look at that. The GPU is quite tall and it is very thick. I would say that it is close to 4 slots thick. Let's measure it. That's 360 millimeters long, which means that it won't fit into a lot of mid-tower PC cases, so you need something bigger, like this one here. I'll leave a link to it in the description below if you're interested. It has enough room for any GPU. And it's a quite tall one as well. Let's see, 152 millimeters, that is. Power is delivered via a single 16-pin connector at the top over here, and it's located, well, roughly in the middle of the GPU. This graphics card features a dual bias switch, silent and gaming. We'll test these later in the video. For display connectivity, we get the latest ports, one HDMI 2.1b and 3 DisplayPort 2.1b. The SUPRIM SoC features a premium heatsink. Take a look at it. It is absolutely massive with so many heat pipes. And it features a vapor chamber that cools not just the GPU, but also the memory modules. And the power delivery system elements are also actively cooled. This is a beautiful heatsink design. I think MSI did a superb job. There's a large cutout at the back over here that allows the air to pass through for improved cooling capabilities. Here's what the MSI SUPRIM SoC RTX 5080 looks like as part of the PC build. I think it's a very nice looking GPU, especially with this LED over here. And even that one looks quite nice indeed. As you may have noticed, I'm not using any GPU support brackets, even though I have one right there. Long term, I'd still recommend using one, purely because how heavy this GPU is. However, due to how well this thing is designed, it is not really necessary because the weight is distributed quite evenly thanks to this massive support frame that is built into the GPU. This is one solid block, and as you can see, there is no flex. The GPU is sitting in there quite nicely. There is no sagging going on. Let's start by taking a look at how the MSI SUPRIM RTX 5080 behaves using the gaming mode. Here's the visual evidence. The BIOS is set to gaming mode. And let's take a look at its behavior. As you can see, the GPU is fully loaded and it is consuming 360 watts on average. So this is the worst case scenario pretty much. The core is boosting to 2872. The GPU fans are running at well above 1700 RPM. And the GPU temperature is at 63 degrees. The GPU hotspot is reporting similar measurements, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Usually there is a much more stark difference between the two, but there it is. That's the way it is. And all of that is in a room with a temperature of 24 degrees Celsius, that is 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Now let's test the noise. I'll use this wireless microphone to show it to you, and then I'll tell you what I think about the noise from my personal experience. Surprisingly, even though the fans are spinning at well above 1700 RPM, the noise is actually barely audible, which is well impressive. And by the way, bear in mind that all of the other fans in the system have to work a little bit extra hard because of the amount of heat the GPU puts out. 360 watts, that's not nothing. However, I think that 1700 plus RPM is still a little bit too much for this GPU. Even with its acoustic qualities, I can still hear this very subtle high-pitched noise. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it, and it can be quite annoying. That is why I think that we should keep that GPU fan speed a little bit lower than that, and hopefully that is something that the silent mode on the graphics card can provide. That said, the entire system is still very quiet by the desktop PC standards, and I enjoy playing my games using speakers, no headphones required, because there isn't much noise to report. And as for that high-pitched noise that I mentioned, I can't really hear it after a while once I've started gaming, so I think it will be a very personal matter, because if you are very sensitive to high-pitched noises, then you probably will want to lower that GPU fan speed, but if you're not, you'll be fine. Now let's flip that switch over to the silent mode. There we go. Silent mode selected. I like the silent mode much better than the gaming mode. Check this out. We're at pretty much the same room temperature, yeah? 75 Fahrenheit, 24 Celsius. And we're getting the same performance, 35 FPS. Similar kind of GPU power consumption, 350 to 360 watts. The only difference is that the GPU fans are spinning much slower, 1400 plus RPM. And that results in a slightly higher GPU temperature, but it is still below 70 degrees. So I have nothing to complain about. Only gains. Because the GPU is much quieter now, I pretty much can't hear it over the noise of the fans in this system. And by the way, this system has very quiet fans. Be Quiet is known for their quiet fans, so there you go. The silent mode is the way to go if you are buying this graphics card. At least in my opinion, because I like quiet. But don't take my word for it, let's listen in using the wireless microphone. There you go. And the main thing that I'm happy about with the silent mode is that high-pitched sound is gone. So this is a huge win. I highly recommend you use the silent mode if you get the MSI Supreme. In terms of gaming performance, you can pair the RTX 5080 with any monitor and still enjoy a great gaming experience. Whether at 4K, 1440p or ultrawide 3440 by 1440. However, this GPU doesn't offer a zero-compromise experience, as full ray tracing is very difficult for it to handle and may require using DLSS performance mode in the worst-case scenarios. I've published separate videos testing the RTX 5080 at all these resolutions. Check them out at the links in the description below to learn more. Overall, I think that the MSI SUPRIM SoC RTX 5080 is a very nice graphics card to own. It is quiet, it performs really well, and it looks great. If you are interested in any of the products featured in this video, then you can find them on Amazon at the links in the description below. Let me know in the comments below what do you think about this graphics card, and if you found this video helpful, then don't forget to reward my work with a like. I appreciate that a lot, and subscribe for more if you haven't already. It was I, Vadim. Until next time.